Hey, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Royan Nidea, and in this video, I want to explain to you and give you the details of my growth partnership program. But of course, before anything else, I want to thank you so much for your time. I know how valuable your time and attention is, so I promise that I will do everything in my power to make this well worth your time. There are three parts to this video. The first one is the numbers. The second one is how we are going to generate revenue together, the frameworks, the strategies. And the third one is how to get started. I want to give you context immediately on the numbers and the terms and how we work together so that if that doesn't work for you, then at least I wouldn't be able to waste your time anymore because, again, I know how much valuable that is. So, of course, to get started, I want to first give you some context on what makes me credible enough for you to even consider working with me. So, um, so if it's okay with you and with your permission, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Royan Nidea, and more than 5 years ago, I had an opportunity to work for a group of coaches and consultants and experts that are helping startup founders in launching, growing, and scaling their business. And when I got that job, I was responsible for helping them in closing deals. Now, along the way, I found out that they do not have a system in place to actually bring me enough leads. And that forced me because it's my job to actually step up and figure out the lead generation side and the marketing side. And it was also something that I realized that it would be really, really amazing for my career back then. I thought if I can figure out marketing and I know how to close a deal, I felt or thought that time I would be unstoppable, right? So long story short, I started helping them get consistent flow of leads and get and close consistent flow of clients. While working for this company, met someone on LinkedIn. So this is another expert that reached out to me, and he said that Royan, can you help me get clients, and in exchange, we can split the revenue. And that time, I just thought that it was a good opportunity for me to see if the framework and what I know would also work for other businesses that is outside of the company that I was working for. So again, long story short, I was able to deliver results for him, and together we made, I believe, around $17,000. So of course, I was thrilled. I was very happy to be able to deliver results, and most importantly, that is when I realized that whatever it is that I knew is something that I can use to help other businesses. I left that company, and after working for them for 2 years, I left that company and started my own journey. And this was in the middle of pandemic, actually, and it was a very, very what do you call this? Frightening decision as well, but it's very liberating. Back then, my daughter was just like 2 years old, and we only have like 3 months worth of savings. But I knew that that was what I really wanted to do. My wife is really, really worried about that, and I told her that I will make sure that I will not fail. So, long story short, it's been 5 years now. I now have a corporation. I have a team in place that helps me, and I am, just continuously helping my clients in bringing revenue to the company. And right off the bat, I want to tell you that there is no setup fees or upfront payment for this growth partnership program. The revenue share means that whatever revenue we will generate together, I will keep 10% of it and you keep 90% of it. Also, very important to take note of is that you will be covering the operational cost, which is around $1,000. This covers the tools. This covers the manpower that we will need for contractors, virtual assistants to do the video editing, the inbox management, et cetera, et cetera. So if those details works for you, right? 10% rev share, for me. No setup fees or upfront payment, and a $1,000 budget for operations per month. Then you can continue watching this video. So I hope that part of the details are clear. And let's move on to the second part, which is the frameworks and the strategies. There's so many ways to get clients, right? But one of the things that I will implement first in your business is what we call the podcast sales system. Nowadays, it's very, very hard to book a meeting with decision makers simply because of how noisy the marketplace is. And a podcast interview just cut through the noise. You can get a meeting through an interview with your target clients. Basically, what's going to happen is that I will launch your podcast. So if you already have a podcast, that's great. But if you do not have a podcast yet, that's okay. We'll take care of all the details. We will launch your podcast and again use the podcast as a lead magnet. We will be inviting a specific target customer to an interview, and the guest that you will have in your podcast are your target customers. You use the podcast interview to build a connection and a relationship with them. And then after the interview, you can then offer them help in terms of whatever it is that they are struggling with or something that they want to achieve that you can help them with. Awesome. And after interviewing them, the team would, of course, turn that into episodes, create more contents around it. And that is when YouTube growth comes in. As part of that, once your podcast is established, we can also start building your YouTube, interview once a month, create 1 hour content, and then turn that into multiple short videos that then helps you build trust to even more bigger audience. That way, every time someone consider to work with you, there are already videos out there that they can watch. And also those people who are looking for the solution can find you on YouTube. And it's very interesting. Later on is investing in YouTube ad, which is like, let's say start with $100 per week. YouTube works in a way where it will show your content to people who have searched for that particular topic recently. So it's a very, very targeted and it's very, very efficient. You will only pay ads on people who watched the video or your ad for more than 30 seconds. Awesome. So there's more to it than that. There's also LinkedIn that will be integrated. Of course, cold email marketing. We will be sending at least 500 emails a day. And all of these pieces in place is what brings revenue. So I'm going to share my screen just so I can share with you some results, and hopefully that would give you some, an idea of what you can also generate for yourself. Because of course, you have your own pricing. This is one of my clients right now, and in his recommendation, he said using their strategies generate an extra $72,000 in revenue while cutting our sales cycle by nearly 60%. And just to prove to you that this is very, very real, I will play a video where I have a conversation with Sir Travis about it. How much have you already made using podcast methods so far? Is it like 10 million now?
Yeah, I wish right now. I think 70,000. It might be more, but I think because the first like 3 or 4 months
Yeah.
we were trying to get everything optimized, and then I got burnt out, and then we tried to have somebody outsource it. So if we wouldn't have tried to outsource it all, like I probably would have done way more, right? But I know it's been at least 70.
That's Travis Cody. This is another client, Steve Taplin, and we also helped him with this particular strategy. This is his YouTube, Software Leaders Uncensored Podcast. We are the team. I was the one who worked with him and helped him with this podcast of him, celebrating 125 episodes. So that means all of these people, 125 episodes, is we were able to book him 125 interview meetings with with this ideal customer profile. And in this case, these are chief technology officers of companies. And yeah, that that definitely brought in a lot of revenue in this company. I will show it to you another client just so you have more reference. Sir Josh Anderson, he said Before working with Roy and having a podcast was just something we talked about and never had bandwidth to execute. After working with them, we launched a fully branded show with smart automations, consistent posting, and all the small details handled. And we saw ROI in under a month. We are expanding our partnerships together. So this ROI in under a month. Here's a video of mine having a conversation with him about it.
Yeah, I did have a kickoff call with a lead that came from you guys directly, and they signed 6 month contract, 7K a month. So the ROI is already here from you. This is weird, but yeah. So he signed. Or kickoff meeting on Friday, so that's great.
So there's just a few clients that I've worked with, and actually still working with, and you can also check out the other recommendations that I received from clients and past clients. I hope that helps you in terms of like making this decision if I'm the right fit. So for the third part on how we can get started, well, book a meeting with me so that I can answer all of your questions. I'm sure that you have questions. And from there, we can make a decision if we will move forward. Again, there's no setup fees or upfront payment. I just want to clarify that this is not coaching where I teach you and work with you, but then you do the things that I am telling you to do. This is not consulting. This is all done for you service. And that is why we need to hire contractors and virtual assistants. And we will need tools that will help us automate and do this at scale. So I can't wait to see you on the other side. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. And always remember, we're not here to build a business. We are here to leave a legacy. Cheers.